Yo, what's up, YouTube, and welcome to my channel and my first video of my Alfa Romeo Mito. I've done a lot of work on my Mito and figured that I could start doing vlogs or videos with work that I'm going to be carrying out going forward. Just to give you a bit of information about my Mito, I've got a 2009 Alfa Romeo Mito TJET. Obviously 1.4 turbo, 16 valve twin overhead cam. The car I've had for approximately 5.5-6 years. I've had many ups with the car and many major downs with the car. I mean, I've gone through not being able to drive the car for a year and quite a bit because of misdiagnosis regarding them. But I mean, all of that is overshadowed by when the car actually does go and it's fixed up, etc. In my opinion, anybody wanting to buy this car second-hand or owning one, the people that own one will obviously know how I feel with what I'm going to say, and the people that are looking at buying one and have negative thoughts about them. I mean, I personally love my Mito. I wouldn't trade it for anything. That's the honest truth. I really just enjoy driving this car, the way it feels, the noises it makes, and yeah, like I said, completely overshadows all the negatives that I've had with the car. In terms of the monetary expense of owning the Alfa Romeo Mito, in what I think is, it's not more than your average other car on the market. If you're going to buy a new Polo GTI or Golf GTI or anything in that class, your Opel OPCs, etc., you're going to be looking at approximately the same value. If something goes wrong, obviously something goes wrong and you need to fork out, and that's unfortunately how it is with any car. I mean, there's a lot of people that has negative things to say about Alfas, and I like those conversations because I always say to the people, yeah, you know that you are talking about cars from the 80s and early 90s. Those cars with the carburetors and stuff like that, they were notorious for breaking down, not starting, etc., because carburetors weren't set properly and all that stuff. But anybody that has those negative comments, and when I take them for driving my car, their perspective changes. A lot of people ask me how much it costs to keep this car on the road, and honestly, like I said, I mean, I've owned a lot of cars. My wife has owned a lot of cars, and it's pretty much on par with everything else. We had a Chev Aveo, and brakes, believe it or not, brakes front and rear on the Alfa was more or less within 50 to 100 Rand, the same price as the Chev Aveo. A service on my car, if you're gonna go major service, it's cheaper than your Polo and Golf GTIs. My wife's GTI just went for major service now, which was all the filters, the oil, the spark plugs. I'm talking the 130,000 kilometer service, timing chain, water pump, etc. She paid 23,000, and if I remember correctly, my car, the Mito, was about 13 or 14,000 Rand for that same service when I had that done. So yeah, your newer cars of today are more expensive from my experience than it is to maintain my Mito. Everything else on the Mito is pretty standard. with regards to replacement parts. I don't think owning an Alfa or maintaining the Alfa is more expensive than any other car on the road. So all of you tuning in with that mindset of, yeah, you don't want to buy an Alfa because it's expensive to maintain, etc., you can get that out of your head. Like I said in the start of this video, my car is a 2009, which makes it 11 years old, and I still get parts for my car, no problem. Brake pads, brake discs, control arms, everything I can still get. I had a lowering kit put into my car about 3 weeks ago, and with that lowering kit, when they started disassembling my suspension parts to put the lowering kit in, they noticed that the suspension links were worn completely. I mean, 11 years, it's going to take its toll on the suspension parts. These cars sit pretty tightly on the road. They handle fucking nice. And yeah, they made a phone call. The people that was doing the suspension to me made a phone call to a part shop, and within half an hour the guy went and came back with a new suspension links. So yeah, there's no issue with parts. But yeah, like I said, the goods of, or the ups of owning my Alfa Romeo Mito far outweighs all the lows or the downs that I've had with my car. I had the car dyno tuned yesterday, and yeah, I'm still smiling from ear to ear when I think about the drive home after the dyno tuning was done. I mean, it's a new car now, and yeah, a person can't really explain the feeling that you get when you have a feeling like that. But yeah, that's basically the information that I can give you for my vlog type video of my experience of owning my Mito. And I'm gonna just take you through everything that was done to my car, from the back to the front, and then yeah, I'll do a outro video, and then right at the end of this video I will be putting a collage, or how do you call it, that images of all the photos I've taken while I was doing modifications to my car, doing the exhaust, doing rim spraying and stuff like that. I'm just going to be rolling all of those images, and whatever videos I have, I'll be putting that at the end of this video as well. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and if you're still here, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm going to take you through what modifications I've done to my car so far. So starting off in the rear of the car, the rear taillights has been tinted. This originally comes in silver. Sprayed that black. I don't really like the silver. I just think it goes well with everything else that I did to the car. Then moving to the bottom of here, I removed the fog light and the reverse light, flushed this all up, filled it all up and resprayed it, gloss black. Exhaust that's a 100mm tailpiece with one box. It's a 63mm system from the downpipe all the way to the back with one box. Reverse cam obviously installed. Then in the trunk, yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but obviously your back seat has that ugly metal back piece. So I dressed that up in a nice carpet. I think it looks really nice. And then obviously I've got my sound system, and then another piece that I added, obviously, so that I can still access my spare wheel is I need to clean up these cables. I can still access my spare wheel quite easily. Yeah, this part is on hinges. It's also carpeted, and I think it looks really good. Then I redid this, the back cover or your parcel tray, that was redone as well. Okay, moving on. If you come towards the side, I've got 4x100 17-inch Lenzo monoblock rims dressed in Apollo tires. I've also got a 20mm adapter plate at the back to bring the wheel out a bit. Side skirts was put onto the car, and in the front also adapters. The adapters in the front is a 16mm. Also brings the tire out quite nicely. Then I'm just going to open the trunk salon. On the hood, I've obviously got the Alfa Serpent. Then with the lights, did the same thing. This was originally silver, sprayed that black. I need to get my headlights sorted out, but that will be coming. On the bumper, these clips over here break. They're notorious for breaking. I haven't replaced my bumper those clips yet. I must still do that, but in the meantime I've got goodies to keep the bumper in place. Obviously all the screws and everything is still in place, and it holds the bumper on very well. Then I've got the canards, and this is on both sides. Then also sprayed all of this. This was originally all white and I sprayed it all black. Then I've got my lip, and the lip comes all the way around, and toe hook obviously must have in my opinion. I've got these bars that keep the lip up. Hooters have been moved from the right hand side front light to the middle over here, so it sticks out. You can see it, looks pretty damn good in my opinion. Original logo removed, replaced it with black and white, obviously because my car is black and white. And then in the motor, yeah, here's a bit of custom shenanigans that went on over here. But yeah, I've got obviously on the blow off, I've got the little filter, because obviously I'm not running the cover that goes over the tappet cover, if you want to call it that. So those pipes are disconnected, so I put a filter over them. Replace the vacuum hose or breather hose with a new blue pipe, obviously to go with the rest of the aesthetics in the engine bay. That charge pipe was heat wrapped with reflector gold. My downpipe was also wrapped. Then the filter setup, this is going to be changing. This is a temporary. I'm waiting for my bumper ducts to come, because I'm going to be removing the front fog lights and putting in ram airs in those holes. I'm just waiting for them to come. They've been ordered, I'm just waiting for it. But yeah, in the meantime I've got that. Then obviously from your fuel separate, your oil separator, oil particle separator, it's just got the pipe running to the oil catch, and then from the oil catch back into the filter pipe. Then boost pipes have been replaced, and yeah, everything else is basically standard. Just had the exhaust done. Those coils are from a QV. Not sure if it makes any difference, but yeah, my original coils I removed and put the QV coils in. Obviously, like I said, this is the TJET motor, 1.4 turbo, and yeah, that's everything that's been done in the engine bay. And then obviously zero gauge cable that runs all the way back to my amps distribution blocks. In the interior, nothing has been done really there except for the double-din radio installation. But yeah, oh, and I also did all the speakers in the interior, upgraded all of those. So the original speakers have been removed and upgraded to new speakers. In case you guys are wondering, the rear speakers, let me just show you on the side over here. So these guys, if you guys are planning to change your speakers, this is a 6-inch mid. And then obviously on my model Mito, I didn't have tweeters in here. This was just filled with sponges, so I've put tweeters in there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I put tweeters in there. Most tweeters should fit in there. Some of the tweeters you might just need to remove the outer casing that holds them together. You know how the tweeters come in a plastic casing. Just remove it out of that plastic casing and they should just clip in over there. No modifications needed. 6 inches, like I said, in the back, no modifications needed. If you want to go 6.5, you are going to have a bit of a spacing problem. The speaker is going to sit out of the hole, so just keep that in mind. Then in the front, your front, these front speakers, these are 6.5 inches, so any 6.5 inch will go in there perfectly, no modifications needed. And yeah, double-din radio, and that's basically it for what has been done in my Mito.
see of you, but everything is now.